OtisWho Music. OtisWho Music. OtisWho Music. OtisWho Music.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Hey. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the OtisWho podcast. I am your gracious host, OtisWho.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Listen, I know it's true. You're not even here to see me. I understand. The title says it all. I get it. I'm not offended at all. Lord knows I'm not. How you guys doing? What's the word? What's the word? It is that Thursday. It's that day before the weekend begins. How are you? How are you? Talk to me. Talk to me. What a beautiful Thursday. How's the chat going? Okay, I see you. I see you. Okay, I see you. I appreciate you. As you come in the room, please hit the like button. As you come in the room, please hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, but I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching me right now, they are subscribers. I appreciate you. Also, let's keep it going. If you would like to continue to support the show, please hit the QVR code. Scan the QVR code. I appreciate it. Please donate a cup of coffee to your comrade here. I'm still addicted to my coffee. I appreciate you. Only if you feel and deem that is worthy. I appreciate you. Other than that, come on in, relax, unwind. Hopefully you're off work. If you are still at work and you're sneaking to hear this conversation, I thank you so much. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Let's get the rolling. Let's get the rolling. We are here. As you already know, I have a special guest. My special weekly guest will be dropping by to give you guys some information. I have no idea what he's going to share with you guys. Could care less. I know it's powerful. I trust him. I turn the platform over for him for the next few minutes or so that he's going to do his thing. But before I do bring him up, let him get acclimated or whatnot, let me do my normal routine. Let me get situated and see what's going on with the people here. I appreciate you. And you know what I need to do? I start every show out with this. Let's get in. Let's relax. Let's have a woosah moment. You know what's next. Here we go.
It ain't gonna work. The weather may come, but it ain't gonna work. The weather may fall, but it ain't gonna work. No, no. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't work. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No, it won't. No, it won't. It won't work. I want you to know God will do what He said He's gonna do. He will stand by His word. He will come through. No weapon formed against you. It may try, but it won't. It can't harm you. It won't work.
Yes. That is my song. I start off every podcast with that song. I love it. Every live broadcast, I should say. So what's going on, people? We are here. What's going on? Talk to me. Seriously, hopefully you had a great day. Hopefully you've been getting your week, getting your things accomplished during the week. Hopefully you wrote down the list and you are getting that list knocked off. You're getting things accomplished. You're doing what you said you're going to do. You're not paying attention to the riffraff and all the negative stuff that's going on around you. Even though the news and all that is inundated with all that, you're letting all that get past you. You might entertain it for a second, not too long, but you're getting your situations taken care of. It is tax season. There is a lot of information going around, necessarily not the correct information, as you already know. You know how they go. Uh, yeah, I'm not going to even waste my time, even prolong it. Hopefully, my guest is ready. I'm just going to bring him up. We were just going to go get right into it. It's tax season. Hopefully, I don't know what he's going to talk about, but let's see if he's going to have something for you to even edify the situation. I don't know, but whatever. Before I say this, be fortunate to know that whenever he is on, and other guests that I feel are at that caliber that's going to give out some good information, I'm definitely always, after this live, I'm going to always place that over into the members only section. Right now, I should do it, but I'm not. I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to allow individuals to come in if they deem necessary to hear this information. But just rest assured and know, after this live is complete, I will be taking that conversation and putting it over into the members only section. That only requires a membership of only $5.99 a month. Okay, but hopefully, if you feel that this information is worthy, just subscribe to the $5.99 a month for members only, and that information will be over there along with all his other conversations that I had with himself. It will be over there along with all the other information that I have on that quote unquote I would consider private side when I discuss things with the IRS or some of my accomplishments and some of my remedies. All those are on the members only session. So with that being said, I'm going to prepare and bring up my guest here. Let me get this. Matter of fact, let me get this banner here ready. As you already know, you know who it is. This is Thomas Legacy. As a matter of fact, let's give him a nice little warm welcome. How are you, Thomas? Mr. Thomas Legacy, how are you, man? Yeah. We are here again, as always. I thank you for my fault. I think I have your mic muted. My fault. There you hold on, give me 1 second. My fault, I had your mic muted. Come on, unmute. There you go. Can you say something?
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Got
What's
you.
up?
Yeah, I apologize for that. As the guests already know, as my audience already know, they're probably used to it. I appreciate you coming in on your weekly basis to share the information that you would like to give out to the people. I definitely appreciate that. And as a matter of fact, I mean, what's been going on with you this week? I know you've been having, I know you had classes all week, things like that, if I'm not mistaken. I
Yeah.
do know the one class that you were offering, it was initially supposed to be 1 day, but the information was so vast coming through, you took it upon yourself, which is a great thing to do. It didn't even cost any more donations or anything like that, which was great, to expand that another 24 to 48 hours, another two meeting points, to my understanding, because it was so much good information coming in. You didn't want to cheat the individuals who paid their money to get that information. So I just wanted to say, I definitely commend you on that. I'm pretty sure the people are not being short-handed or not being short-credited with the information that you are giving out. So I like to applaud you for that situation. But go ahead and talk to the people. The floor is yours, man. Talk to me. What is it that you've been having going on besides that class that you have for the people? Talk to me.
Uh, what's up? What's up, Otis, man? Like I say, it's a pleasure to be back. But just to hit on what you said, yeah, it was initially just one class thing, but uh, I don't like when you pay for something. I feel like money aside, donations aside, whatever you want to call it, I have so much I want to talk about and get to, so it runs me over my regular curriculum,
Right.
and we start to, so the first class actually went over 4 hours past when
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
even attended. So then we went from, I said, we'll have a phase two. So we end up having 3 phases of it,
Mhm.
because I just felt like I needed to get us the information out and tackle multiple different subjects. So I felt like everybody would get their money's worth and I
Mhm.
tackle multiple people that's in multiple different situations. Now, that was good. The class is a success. I got all videos dropping. As you know, I got your 3 videos copies coming to your emails, so that's going to be very, very substantial for you as well
Yes,
in
most
your in
definitely.
your in your studies and stuff. So,
Mhm.
but besides that, man, I've been, dealing with the IRS. I was on a phone call through transfers and uh, talking to different agents. Uh, it actually turned into a 7-hour phone call just to being transferred through multiple departments, multiple sections of the IRS,
Mhm.
and I was able to get my account status as tax exempt as far as my individual master file. And it wasn't because I sent in a status correction. I did not do that. It was mainly a phone conversation that I had with the director of the audit and examinations department. And we actually was on the phone together for 2 hours. And at 45 minutes out of those 2 hours, he actually sat there and read a couple documents that I've recently sent into the IRS. And he was asking, yeah, and he was asking me questions, clarifying this, clarifying that. And we spent 2 hours on the phone. And Mr. Bill, Mr. Revenue Officer, Mr. Bill was a very decent man, a very gracious man,
Mhm.
and he pretty much confirmed everything that I sent to him, what I've been saying. And it was very good. They're actually doing a sweep of my account because pretty much what I did was I went back and asked for a refund of everything that I ever paid to the IRS, whether it's taxes, whether it's my W-2s when I was working. From the time I turned 18, I asked for a clean sweep. And what a lot of people don't understand is you can request a lot of stuff doesn't even take documents. You can request account adjustments over the phone with them. You're going to go through a couple gatekeepers because that's just the nature of the beast. But once you get through those gatekeepers, then you're going to be talking to people. The next, as higher up you go, they're more knowledgeable, they're more understanding, and they're going to play less games. So I
Thank
was
you for saying that.
able,
Yes,
yeah,
thank you for
yeah,
stressing, especially the part about the gatekeepers. Please, thank you for
yes.
being transparent, letting them know that it's not going to be easy. You call and you go to the 1-800 number, whatever, 1040, and you're going to get, no, they're going to be gatekeepers. So I'm so glad you said that. Thank you. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, they
I'm so
are
glad you said that.
specifically designed to keep you on the public taxpayer debtor status. So those are the initial people you talk to.
Yes. It's to their
They're not
benefit to do that. And that's what you guys got
right,
to understand that. It's to their
right,
benefit to keep you on that
right,
public side, that data side.
right,
It's to their benefit.
right,
That's their job.
right, right. And I actually have recorded multiple segments of it. But I have 15 minutes recorded that it actually laid my claim out, in which that claim was noted as they transferred me up. So when I got transferred to different departments, I just told them to read the notes. You know what I'm saying? So they read the note from the transfer, and I will
Right,
be
right.
releasing.
Exactly.
I'll be releasing that. Otis, I will give you a copy of it, and if you want to make that part of your members only, you definitely can. I'm not going to release that on my public channel yet because I don't. It just doesn't need to be all the way out there. I talked on some pretty sensitive topics when I spoke directly to them, and one of the topics that I hit on uh, was, oh, by the way, my 23 tax return has been filed. He actually went over my return with me. Yeah, because I filed it like last Wednesday, so they got it. So he actually went over my 23 return on me. And he said, of his own word verbatim, well, your 23 return looks good. And this is
Yeah, wow. I remember you saying that you did send it off last week. You did, yeah, you did make that call.
right. They got it. Yeah, they
Mhm.
got it. And that lets me know that by the time when your tax return shows up in the system, it's pretty much they already did their investigation, they already did their, processing of it. So as and I did my paper, I didn't do it electronically. One thing you want to stay away from electronic presentments when you're doing your tax return,
Here we go.
especially if you're doing it in this manner, because there are some documents that you're going to have to attach to it to substantiate your claims. But the portals that they have, a lot of them is just not set up to be able to attach supporting documents to your claim. And this was a $7 million, $7 million+ tax return on an individual master file account.
Mm.
But the
A 1040
amount,
basically.
yeah, basically a 1040. Yes. Yep. Basically a 1040. But it wasn't the amount that is even cared about. The only thing that IRS really cares about when you file your tax returns is number one, what accounting method are you using?
There you go. That's now
That's
that's what they
number
want to
one.
hear. Here we go. Go ahead.
What accounting method are you using? Because the accounting method that you use determines how they're going to treat your withholdings, treat your payments, treat your deductions, treat your refundable credits. Because when you use the cash basis method, you have now taken yourself out of the private protections of the United States Constitution and have put yourself as a small business self-employment status, even if you are a W-2 earner. And that is one of the things that the IRS is not telling people. When you get the individual master file on your account, when you get the individual master file on your account, the MCC specific version and not the one that you just request, they're going to have you listed as a small business or a self-employed entity. Why would the IRS have you listed as a small business self-employed entity when their 6209 manual forbids them from assigning an entity classification as a small business self-employment to an individual master file? But it's allowed for a business master file. Want to know why? Because an individual is different from a business for tax purposes. Business don't have the protections of the Constitution. They don't have the protection that's being the beneficial owner of the equitable title to the property that you pretty much they seize from you. It doesn't give you the right to claim the securities back from the account as the equitable title holder, the beneficial owner. The business is a created as a construct, like the corporation. So they don't have those type of tax breaks. And that is the only reason why they can levy taxes against you is when they classify you as a business or special or I'm sorry, or self-employed entity, regardless if you actually file a Schedule C or you're just a regular W-2 earner. So when I
Wow.
brought that up, yeah, I brought that up to them for their back office classification. It's not about the, all right, let me tell you this. I was on the phone with 7 hours. I learned so much from these people for 7 hours. It is not your documents that have not been answered. Like there's something wrong with your documents. Some of them are wrong. When you send some to the IRS and they don't ever respond, the reason being for that, or if you send some to discharge a debt and they ignore it, it's not the fact that the IRS doesn't want to ignore it because they want the money. It's because you need to be asking the IRS, what status is my account in? If your account is in a specific status, they are not allowed to do any adjustments on your behalf over the phone or through the.
So that's an important question to need to ask. What status is their account in? They need
What
to ask that question.
status? Right. And it's only going to be two that's going to be prevalent in which they may reveal to us.
Hmm.
Compliant, compliant, or non-compliant. Yep. And
Compliant
you're
and non-compliant.
or
That's it.
non-compliant. Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's
Because
it.
if it's in a non-compliant status, then even the accounts management can't even adjust your books. You know, you can get a refund over the phone. If there's something wrong with your return, you can get it adjusted over the phone through the accounts management department. But they're not going to transfer you to where you need to be until you demonstrate that you know what you know, you can
Right.
stand on your square, you can defend it, and their gatekeeping tactics won't work with you. And it's
Right.
not anything personal. Don't take it personal
Exactly. Hmm.
because that's just written in their manuals.
It's certain keywords or certain phrases that will allow them to know that you know what you're talking about. That's going to
Yes,
automatically get you through that
yes,
other side with no question, no
yes.
further thought or anything. But without those particular phrases or keywords or statements, you're not getting there. And that's how a lot
No,
of companies are. Seriously, you
yeah,
you have
yeah,
to know their language. You have to speak their lingo. Unfortunately, but that's
yeah,
just the way it is. That's where
yeah.
the IRM comes into play, knowing their lingo, knowing their language, how they speak, along with the other basic information that you should know. But at least that's the basics right there. You have to speak their lingo, and
That's a fact.
it is gatekeepers. I hate to use that phrase, but it's gatekeepers. And again, I call them unwillingly or unknowing gatekeepers. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They are placed with a script in front of them, a computer program or a computer monitor full of scripts that certain phrases and keywords, if you say to them and you come in as a debtor, they're sticking to that monitor. But if you start using other language, other keywords, other phrases, they have no other choice but to go to that other tab on that monitor because you are displaying some type of literacy or some type of knowing that the average individual does not know. The average taxpayer doesn't know. So they have no choice but to go into their quote unquote electric Rolodex to get you to that next side. So now you're in theory, you're getting past that gatekeeper onto that next section. And that's how that works. And that's with almost every company, but
Yeah.
especially the IRS. Most definitely.
Uh, no, that you're absolutely right.
Most
The
definitely.
IRS has a 650-page publication that is only for the supervisors and district director only. I actually put a word out through my private contacts. I'm actually offering 10 grand for that. I'm actually offering 10. I was able to get a unredacted version of the 6209 manual. So when I was talking to them the other day, they couldn't play any games to me because I said, man, before you do that, I got your manual unredacted in front of me right now. So when I'm asking you questions, man, I'm asking you questions. I already know the answers. I just want to see what you're gonna say.
Right. Now, let me ask
And
you a question.
yeah,
And it's on topic, but it's off topic just a little bit, but it really is on topic. What what do you say or what comment do you have, if any, if you even have a comment on,
mm,
because okay, for the individuals who signed and or turned in, however they're standing on their square with their paperwork regarding, say, status corrections or anything that you send in to the
mm,
IRS saying that you corrected your status and that you're supposed to be a non-taxpayer, not through your entity, but just through your person itself, that people have done with, in my opinion, with no lack of a true understanding of what's really going on and what they did and what they're doing. And now all of a sudden, there are situations coming up that is tax season now that those quote unquote non-taxpayers, and I'm hoping they know what they did and know what they're doing now that you're a non-taxpayer, quote unquote, because you did a status correction, quote unquote, and now they're all of a sudden now they're trying to recoup some credits My question is, what credits are you trying to recoup if you filled out and you turned in your status correction and you're quote unquote standing on your square? What credits are you trying to recruit? That's what I'm confused about for those who are doing things like that and that really don't have a true understanding. To my knowledge, I could be totally wrong. I'm just curious to see what do you say about that, or what comment do you have regarding that?
Um, Now, for whatever reason, why someone would send the status correction to the IRS, I don't have no. I mean, that is, everybody got their own reason why they do things. But what I will say this, with my understanding and knowledge in the inner dealings of the IRS, if you present to them any document that challenges their position on you paying taxes and it's legit, okay? And let's say they stop taxing you. When you come back and want to recoup credits now, okay? Now, it's within your right, but what you do, you run the risk because the IRS is notorious for using documents that we send them against us. You run the risk of an audit. And you know what this audit is? If you've been, give me an example. If you've been tax exempt, you ain't filed taxes in the past 5 years, and now you come across a class where they're charging you $500 to get the knowledge, especially from a person that, I swear, you think this is the next coming of Christ. This is not the person where you want to be getting IRS tax lessons from. Straight out of Redemption Manual Handbook. But who cares? Um, Now what they're going to do is they're going to look back on your account. Remember, the IRS is not going to send you any credits, any money unless they absolutely have to. They're not going to do it. It's not no volunteer. Oh, you got to claim in credit, recoup here. Your mortgage here. Your car note here. Everything you paid here. They don't operate like that. You're going to prove to them that you actually belong in this field. And what you do is you run the risk of an audit because all them years they didn't mess with you with the taxes. You claim you tax exempt, so they didn't mess with you. They say you've been doing it for 5 years. If you've been tax exempt, you sent your status correction, and 5 years later you join the class and now you want to recruit credits, they're going to go back on those 5 years and do an assessment on the account. Okay, you had income like this. Well, we believe based on the years that you filed taxes before you became woke, we're going to do an assessment on you, and you want to understand what the assessment is. It is 2023C. That's an assessment, taxes, fines, and penalties. And then what they use is, this is not in the public. You won't even know what this is unless you know someone that's deep in the IRS or know someone that's a hellified CPA. But it's a delegation order 182, which allows them to file taxes on your behalf. They're never supposed to file a 1040 on your behalf, but delegation order, they file tax return on your behalf. If you don't, it's delegation order 182. They know the public doesn't know this because they haven't given it out in 20 years. So if someone brings up delegation order to them, you better be prepared to understand and go all the way because they're going to that's going to be a fucking like a hold on. You said what? Where you get that from? How you know about delegation order 182? It's going to be that type of situation. So if you come back now and want to be recoup credits, you have run the risk of being audited, and they're going to audit you and tax you for all 5 years you didn't pay taxes. They're going to give you the credit. They're going to give you the credit for what you send in now if it's done correctly. But then they're going to hit you with a bill for all the years you didn't pay taxes because now you restarted your tax paying. You can't come in there being tax exempt but just want to come take credits. It doesn't work like that. So if you want to come and get credits back now, be prepared to pay taxes on all the years that you claimed that you were tax exempt because they're going to tax your account just like that. And 9 times out of 10, you won't even see the credits.
Wow, damn. But that's the chance you take when you're going in and out and not knowing
Yes.
how to gotcha and not knowing
Yes.
the understanding the inner workings of wow.
If
Hey,
I was ever
people.
teaching tax exempt, if I was teaching side media country, if I was teaching tax exempt, and that's what I'm on, I would never come back to now go back into the system, recruit credits. It is a confusing thing, and it's not really making any sense. And the IRS are notorious for playing games with people. If you come wish-washy, they may hit you with a frivolous filing. They may hit you with anything. But the
Mhm.
fact that you got a tax exempt status on their record, you can't expect to get any credits. At least not in the manner what you
At least
think. It's
not
going to be hard.
exactly.
It's going to be
That's
hard.
it. I mean, exactly. If you understand what you did, if you understood what you were doing when you quote unquote did the process, and that's for the actually for the record, that's if you did it the correct way in the first place. If you got the status correction, wherever you got it from, it doesn't matter, and you sent it off to the appropriate entities, and you stood on it, and you actually got what you wanted accomplished, and now you're trying to quote unquote recoup the credits. If you're not set up in the right appropriate way, what credits are you recouping if you're quote unquote tax exempt? Are you tax exempt just throwing stuff out there? Are you tax exempt mainly and primarily on your allegiance, or are you tax exempt through your one of your entities, whether it's a trust,
Right.
a foundation, or whatever it is? Are you
Right.
tax exempt in that manner? So all depends
Right. That's a
on
good question.
which was a great
No.
question, and
Otis,
also
that
too,
is a
based
great
on which one you
question.
picked, and based on which
That's a
one you
great
picked,
question.
how you crediting it, how are you recouping credits from
Yeah.
what, you know?
That's a good question, Otis. Otis, that's a
Uh-huh.
good question. That's a good
Well,
question they're going to ask. What are you tax exempt on? Because if
right.
you're trying to recoup credits and you were formerly tax exempt, now you're trying to recoup credits, you better not file that 1040.
Understanding what you're. This is not a trick question. This is not a trick question. What are you tax exempt on? Is it on your
Right.
person, or is it on your entity, or is it on both? And whatever the answer is, you have to understand exactly what you're doing, what you did, and know what forms that applies to that, especially if you're trying to quote unquote recoup credits. You need to be careful. And that's where that situation comes into it, where people will
And,
get audited, and you're just going to
yes.
automatically, without you even knowing, like he just said, you're going to recontract with them, and they're
Yep.
going to
And
credit all that, and they're going to tax you
yep.
back.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep. Yep.
yes,
That's
they
what they're
are.
going to do. It's in their own manual. It's in their own
Mhm.
manual. To do a sweep of your account. Oh, you back on, you want to crew, oh, you back on this side now. Okay, we let you slide for these past few years because you had a legit claim. Now your claim means nothing. So now you when you want to go back and recruit credits, you are actually like taking yourself out of protection. So what you really need to be, well,
Yeah, listen. Yeah, don't say too
no, I'm
much.
not going to say
But
that.
but
No,
but but
no,
but,
I'm
but
not going to say that. No,
mhm.
because you should know you're being tax exempt. Now you want to recruit credits. You should know what you're doing. This is not a ring around the horrors. You hold everybody's hand. So no, I started to, but no, Otis, I'm not going to say that. But I will say this: if you want to recoup credits after being tax exempt, the 1040 is the last form you need to use. If you want me to tell the form that's needed, only on your discretion, because I don't want to put too much out on your, because I know you got people that's over here. They run back to the other side, want to go share information, come back, and it's like I don't mind putting information out there, but I want to put information out there to people that's operating in good faith.
Yeah, listen.
You
If
got people that
information,
come,
yeah. Well,
yeah,
listen. If you don't mind sharing the form, I have no problem with it. They have to know how to use the form first of all, and again, like I said, once this conversation is done, this is going on the members only side anyway. So whatever you feel that you want out, That's your discretion. But if you don't, but you, of course, by all means, and that's common sense. You don't want to give out too much because you actually have classes for that and things like that. But just the basic information. And by the way, people, everything that he's giving out is in black and white. It's not a secret. It really
Yeah.
isn't. He just happens to
Yeah.
know where it's at, and if he's willing to share it, that's fine. But this information is not like it's a secret. But this information
Right.
is definitely worthwhile, and it is needed to know because that's how they operate. You have to know how the board is operated. You know how you heard this analogy before.
Yeah.
You heard the analogy before. Before you have to play any board game, any good board game, especially those good boring board games like Monopoly or Life, you have to read the instructions from beginning to the end. You can't just open up the box, divvy up the money, you pick your favorite token, and you make up rules as you go. That analogy right there is what the average person does on a regular basis. They hear what they hear that sounds good to them. They forget the instructions and they just do. They just do with no rhyme or reason. But if you read the instructions, if you know on the chessboard what piece could do what piece could go all over the board, what piece can only go left or right, back and forth, what piece can go diagonally in only two places at a time. Once you know the rules, you're able to know what to do and what not to do.
You create your own foundation.
Create your
You
own
create.
foundation. You take that
And
same premise with this
yeah,
lifestyle.
yeah.
This
Because I'm gonna tell you this.
premise. Yes, sir.
A
Talk to
lot
me.
of people think the gurus these are real gurus. I'm talking about these people that have been getting remedies since '97, so they're real qualified. They still didn't give me a step-by-step, point-by-point template. They didn't give me any of that. They gave me the foundation, so I was able to start putting little stuff together on your own. And the
Right.
most people that had a remedy that I've ever seen, including myself, it always came when it was unscripted.
Most definitely. Most
It really
definitely.
came when you just tried some shit.
Right. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
Never scripted.
With this information, and I'm going to say it until the cows come home, and you already verified it, and I didn't need any verification because I'm living through it right now. Your remedy, and even with the tax situation, for the majority of the part, the tax situation is cut and dry. There's more than one way to do things. Obviously, all depends on how you have your entity set up, your claims, and all that. But the forms itself are out there. So that part is like a constant with the right forms, and there are a plethora of forms out there, and you fill it out correctly, and there's more than one way to fill it out, obviously, you're going to be fine. Just don't trigger an audit. I get that. But for the most part, besides the IRS step, besides the IRS forms, everything else, and even partly of the IRS form, partly, there is no template. You're going to be required, especially the quote unquote source document. And that's all I'm going to say about that. The source document is not a template. That source document is going to be required and needed to get to a certain point within the IRS. The
Yes.
source document.
Yes. Not even
Again,
1099. Not nothing else. Nope.
and it's not something that is written. It's not a template. It's something and some information that you have to know. And you have to write that down yourself, along with your other remedies that you're going to get. And I'm bringing everything home. Majority of all the remedies that you're going to get, and that's why I like the way you teach, and I like the way that I give out information. There is no template at all. A template will not do you any justice, none whatsoever. I promise when I tell you all the remedies that I've gotten, all of them. Yes, some of it you will be a quote unquote template, but within that remedy, there's a section, a large section that's not a template, none whatsoever. There's a section in that you're gonna have to write and come up with words yourself. Your own, I will call your own, for lack of a better phrase, your own thesis, your own syllabus.
Book report.
Your own book report. You got to come up with those words yourself. Now, for the record, you're not going to have to make up all of them yourself, but you're going to have to go to those sources. And you have to know those sources of what you want to copy and paste. And that's the truth. There's nothing wrong with copying and pasting, but you have to know where to go get that copy and where to paste it within your document that you are writing yourself, that you are piecing together. There's nothing wrong with stealing from different people, because stealing from different people, you're making your own and you're complimenting them. It's only stealing when you steal something from one person and you didn't change the word at all and you putting it off as you making it go off as your own. No. But when you're taking this piece from him, taking this piece from her, taking this piece from that group, then taking that piece from there, and you're taking a piece from your inside and you putting it all together and you go articulate it as to one big statement coming from yourself, you're complimenting everyone that you just took from. And you made it your own.
There you go.
That's your template. Now, how can you
go.
duplicate that? How can you put that together and sell that? You can't.
Y'all
You're
gotta
just going to
listen
get
here,
your
sir.
remedy. You're going to feel good about it, and you're able to explain that to the next person. Not what steps you took, but what instructions or what books or what information it took for you to come up with that information. Now, let's tie it all the way home. I know I'm taking long, but you got to understand what's going on. If you're expecting to go anywhere, and they tell you you're going to get this remedy or your tax is going to get paid or you're going to get this whatever, and all you have to do is do A, B, C, and D. That's it. You're in for a long night, baby. You're in for a long night, and your gut already told you.
Hold on. You say that all you gotta do is just this, and you're gonna get everything?
That's it. That's it.
Shit.
That's all you got to do. That's all, for real, that's all you got to do. All you do is this. You pay me X amount of money based on what I showed you or have showed you. You pay me X amount of money, you do A, B, C, and D, and you're going to get it. Oh, you're going to get it. But then that month go by, you don't get it. Not only did you not get it, the person that told you was going to get it, they ain't got it either. But things still going. And guess what? They got something else to sell. That's how it goes. And I'm sorry to tell you, mighty glad to let you know, a lot of people fall for that. But when you hear the truth and you actually go to a class, a seminar, or whatever you want to call it, and you're in the room, whether it's electronic room or a virtual room, and the information is being disseminated, it's coming out. It's coming out. There's no templates, but the information is coming. People are taking notes. The information is coming. The screen is up, the phrases, the words, the acts, the statutes, the codes, the IRM, all the information is right there. We're just writing it down. And we're writing it down, and we know we can go back to it. It's right there. There is no template. Every now and again, there's something that tells you, boom, that go there. But the majority of it, 95% of it, I promise you, it's just information. It's setting that foundation. It's the foundation. You could take that foundation, I promise you, which is way better than a template. The hell with that template. You could take that foundation, keep it right here, and whenever you come across an individual or you read something or whatever the situation is going to be, their recall is going to be powerful. No template required. None. Their recall is going to be powerful because you remember what was said in that class. And now you could take, you could take that information because you remember vividly what was said and you could apply it to this. That's your template. That's it.
And at some point, I know we send documents in all the time, but at some point you're gonna have to verbally get on that phone and defend yourself.
Yep, that part. Tell them. You are.
At some point you're gonna have to you gotta get on that phone and verbally defend yourself. And even like you gotta understand the IRS has an elaborate system now. They got an AI system. They can tell if it's scripted. They can tell if you come in scripted. They can tell if you coming from a sovereign citizen way. They can tell if you don't know what you fully understand, they can tell. And let me just break something down about the vouchers. Let me just break something down, give you final clarification. This is coming from the examiner auditor's mouth, not from a class, from their mouths. Whatever you sent in originally that triggered that voucher is what the voucher represents. If you was making an inquiry about taxes you owe or taxes that you paid or whatever it is, that bar, that voucher, when they scan it, it brings up the document locator number. You need to understand what the document locator number, because this number, it starts off 5 numbers dash 3 numbers dash 6 numbers dash 1. The first 2 numbers represents the campus that issued the number or whatever the transaction commenced from. The third number represents the tax class. Number 2 is more general for us individual. Uh, that'll be the third number. The fourth and fifth number represents the document code. The document code corresponds in whatever tax form that corresponds with that, whatever presentment that you made. The next 3 numbers are the Julian date, the date that was processed in the system. The IRS runs on the Julian date system. Okay. The next 3 numbers represents the blocking series. Okay. And the other 3 numbers represents the security code. And then the last number represents the year in which the instrument, whatever you sent in, was processed. Decoding the document locator number lets you know exactly what they did with your stuff, how they processed it, and whether it's a credit on your account or a debit or they took no action. A lot of times the IRS takes no action, but they don't tell you. You have to kind of come back in the future and figure out they took no action. So if you sent in a CP voucher, you endorsed it, turned into a money order, you did that several months back, you still ain't hear nothing back, that's because they didn't honor it.
Just that simple, huh?
It's just that simple because they get too many of that stuff coming in. Sovereign citizens for years, they don't have time to respond to every single, you know what I'm saying? Let you know, no, we're dishonored. They don't have time to respond to every single one. So what they do is they just act like it don't exist. It goes in the shredder. It goes in the shredder, and they put a note on your file that you sent in an unacceptable item. It gets noted on your file.
Hmm.
Once you accumulate too many of those, that's when they're going to send you, hey, stop what you're doing, warning, or say you've been hopelessly misled or been scammed on the internet. That's what they're
Yeah,
going to
you get
say.
those. Yeah.
We're going to say, yeah. And when they send you one of those, you pretty much got to set up a whole nother entity because they're not going to honor nothing else that you send in because you're under a different status now. You are now under the tax protester status. The number one way to get something out this government is you gotta give them something to give you back.
Mm,
Too many people come just to take, take, take. You gotta give them something to give you back.
that
You
is
gonna
not the
understand?
first time I heard that,
Right.
man. That is not
Yeah,
the first time I heard that, and it's
yeah.
not the second or third time I heard that, especially with dealing with the
Mm,
IRS. In order to
yeah.
get something from the IRS, you have to give something. I
Yes.
promise you that it's not my first time hearing that. And I'm hearing
Yeah.
it more lately now. And it makes
Makes
sense.
sense.
Especially within the regards of accounting. It's balancing the book.
Right.
Whatever
Yeah.
you
You
give them something, if it's not, it has to balance the books.
right.
If you did it the correct way. So I promise you, it makes sense.
Nah,
It
you're
really
right. Yeah,
does.
yeah, you're right. But you because but a lot of people just come in right. A lot of people just coming in for the credit side of it. But you didn't take care the module, which is the account on the general ledger. You
Right.
didn't give them nothing to debit from. You just gave something to them, said, "Here, credit my account now."
Right. Yeah. In order to give something, you have to. In
Right.
order to get something, you have to give something. That's true.
And if we're the real source of credit, we're the real creditors. They don't have nothing to give us. They can't give you no money. Listen, this is what you got to understand, y'all. The Treasury, the IRS, they're not even if they wanted to, even if you had a good guy working for you or a good woman working for you, they cannot go into that treasury and take money out on your behalf unless there's appropriation by Congress. It has to be authorized by law. A lot of presentments that people are sending in is not falling under the purview, which gives the government the authorization to give you the credit you're looking for. And this is why understanding trust, implied trust, and equity comes into play because you got to read in between March 4th, 1933 to June 16th, 1933. And that tells you exactly what your equitable rights, equitable remedies, and equitable titles are. You
And,
have
and
to
you
start,
talking about
yeah,
the congressional
congressional
hearing, correct?
records. Yes,
Congressional records,
yes,
guys.
yes.
He just dropped.
I heard someone reference you got to start doing everything under the acts. I heard someone reference that today. You got to do something under the acts.
Yeah.
Haven't
Okay.
been mentioning acts forever. Now
Wow.
you got to reference the acts now. Yeah, of course.
That I'm
I
telling you
understand what's
guys,
going
this
on.
is what I'm. Listen, I'm going to cut you off.
Are you
That
good?
jewel and that gem right there, which is not his first time saying it. He's been dropping a few of them. I'm telling you, that's the perfect example of what I'm talking about when I said there is no templates. But when I tell you, and trust me, I'm a living witness. When he just told you what to go look and what to read, and your equitable rights are right there. I promise you, they're right there in black and white.
You
I
know,
promise
Otis.
you, they are.
You was in there when I was going up. You know.
That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. That's why I'm telling people it's not a template. There's no
Mm-mm.
templates required. If he tells you to go read something and he gives you the actual the code, the statute, or the IRM manual, for that matter, the congressional hearing, he tells you what to read. And then when you go read it yourself, he's not just telling you what it says, he's telling you what to go read. And once you read it for yourself in black and white, it tells you exactly what your equitable rights are. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know what else to tell you. There's a phrase I used earlier, and I'm not going to repeat it, but that's what you use to do what you need to get. And I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm not talking in
Mm-hmm.
code, but we
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
it. And it's
Right.
not a
I already
secret.
said it. Right.
It's not even a secret.
No, it
I
ain't a
promise
secret.
you it's not. But if you come in here to get a template and tell you go do this, do that, and then go do this, and then you're gonna be all right, you're in the wrong place. I'm telling you that right now. And I'm glad it's like that because it's not for you. Somebody said
Yeah.
something today, a simpleton said this. And I don't mean to disrespect anyone, but he is a simpleton. He's a millionaire. I watch him on YouTube. I like watching him because he motivates me a little bit. He's way younger than me, but he out here getting his bag. But he's a simpleton. He still believes that cash is king, and he's just now getting his credit. It's his credit established. But I respect him because he's out here hustling. He just don't understand the inner workings. But he said something today that I'm like, yes, he's finally getting it. He's finally getting it. He made a statement that was so powerful, and he said, you know what? I realized everybody's not meant to be rich. And it's so simple, and it's true. Everybody's not meant to have this information. And when I say rich, I'm not meaning credit-wise. I'm talking about rich with this information. This is not meant for everybody.
No, it's not.
It's not.
And it
Because if it
manifests
was,
itself every
everybody would
day.
be doing it. If
Right.
it
And it
was,
manifests
everybody wouldn't be on
itself.
the cash method. If it
Yep.
was, everybody come, and that's all I'm gonna say on that. So it's not
Now,
meant for everybody.
right. It manifests itself every day too. Even
Yes.
if you stumbled across it, doesn't mean it's actually meant for you now. And you want to know one of the reasons why it's not meant for you now? All you got to do is just watch. You do this process, it don't work. You do that process, it don't work. You do this process, it don't work. You try that, it don't work. You did this status correction over here, collateral number there, authenticate birth certificate there, CUSIP number here. You do about 20 different things. 1099A here, 1099B, 1099C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and motherfucking MOP. And it still don't work. Maybe it's not the person that's giving you the information that's wrong. Maybe it's not even what you study is wrong. Maybe it's because you don't have the understanding and what it takes to actually get it pushed through and enforced. And without understanding, which is 98% of the remedy, if you do not have understanding, you do not have a remedy. The other 2% is the proper executions of the documents that's based on your understanding. And that's why Otis keeps saying there is no template. Prime example, I didn't fill out an application yet. I actually got a letter back from NF, credit union. I sent them a letter stating, I'm going to be applying for a mortgage, but this is how the transaction is going to go. Number one, the collateral that I'm going to be pledged is going to be this instrument. This instrument is going to represent my equitable title to the proceeds from the future sale of this property to any REMIC or third-party investor. The interest, my equitable interest, which means I have equitable title to the proceeds, will be represented by this instrument that makes it a financial asset. You are instructed to liquidate this instrument on a monthly basis to take care of the periodic payments. And number two, if I were to sign a mortgage contract with you, I will reclaim and express my equitable title to the security instrument, which nobody does. Want to know why? Because you think you're in a mortgage transaction. You think you're in a negotiable instrument transaction. The only thing you're in a secure transaction under UCC 9, but it's dealing with a financial asset under UCC 8, and you are involved in an implied trust transaction, meaning the titles are changing hands. You're getting legal title to them. You're granting them legal title, but there's no expression or mention of the grant of the equitable title to them, to you. They will bring it up only when it's beneficial for them. This is how you know you have equitable title. You fix up the home. It's time for your mortgage to be paid off. You probably got a year or two to go. They call you and send you a letter talking about, hey, won't you refinance? They come out and do an appraisal. Now the value of your home has went up. That value of your home or taking out a reverse mortgage, it's the equity you put in. That's your equitable title that you're cashing into them for a loan to pay for college or whatever you want to do. From the beginning, at the onset, no one is expressing their equitable title to the security instrument because you have to understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Everything you said was visual to me. I promise you it was. It was visual because yes. Hopefully you guys heard what he just said. Again, I know a lot of you guys didn't. I know you guys heard him, but how many of you guys understood what he just said? It was visual. Especially broke it down to you on how to get a home or a credit card or whatever when you get something in the mail. He told you exactly what to do. Now, I'm going to bring up some stuff. Those of you who are savvy and can read between the lines and understand everything he just said. And if you guys know me, how many people watch? There's 18 people watching me right now. I don't know if all the 18 people have been following me for a while, coming from where I'm came from. And if you were part of the quote unquote think tank, far as being a client, a lot of this verbiage, a lot of this, the definitions, a lot of this verbiage is being used. It really is. That's why it's visual to me. I understand exactly what he's saying. The difference between now and then is the implementation of it, the actual understanding of it, and knowing what to do with it. Not that the then situation, it wasn't valid. Yes, it was valid. It just had a lot of holes in it. And I appreciate the valued effort. I'm not even lying. I'm not being funny at all. I'm being real, especially now because I understand what the other side can bring. This is the other side. I understand that verbiage and how to put it into operation now. Now I took part of that and I used it in certain situations, and it is so true. Like let's use some phrases. Entitlement order. That's a powerful phrase. Let's use the phrase UCC 8 and UCC 9, the Article 8 and Article 9 of the UCC. Important terms and phrases. All those you all heard before. You all heard before. But you see how it's being used now in conjunction with the IRS, in conjunction with getting things done, in conjunction with a source document, in conjunction with just knowing the basic functions of the tax forms. It's more than one way to use them, more than one way to use them. But with just the basic understanding, and seriously, especially the way he just broke it down, he just broke it down. It's up to you to put your verbiage and your language together with it. But he just gave you the thesis. He just gave you the outline, the bullet points on how to put that together and do what you have to do. I know some of you guys caught it. I know you did. If not, you hopefully you remember the timestamp and back up a little bit because he sure broke it down. Go ahead, talk to me, man.
Yeah, because I'm not playing no games. Like
Mm.
I'm all action, all results. Like y'all can see it, y'all can see what I've what I've been doing, but a lot of that just been, um just a point to prove to a certain individual, like to stop playing with me. Like I'm not doing it to be boastful, bragful, or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I really, like I don't. I'm really not that tight. But I had to let a certain individual know you can fool your people. You can fool everybody that's over there. You can't fool me. You could talk, we could go back and forth, but one thing about it, I'm gonna show result after result after result. Want to do process result, want to do credit result, or we can do cash money dollar for dollar result. Because one thing about it, with me personally, I work hard to get what I got. I study, I put the time in, so besides that, what you see the answers on YouTube, we talking real business tonight. So you got a preconceived notion, let it go. Because like I said, it ain't directed at anyone but one person. And as you can see, my name is no longer mentioned, and that's all I ask for. Keep my name out the mouth. But
For sure.
even yeah, and that's one of the Otis. I wanted to let that know because it's not
Yeah,
what
yeah,
it's
most
about.
definitely. Yeah. It's
You
bigger
know.
than that, for sure.
Yeah, it's
I
big.
get you. I understand. I
That's
got
what I'm
you.
saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's because it's bigger. Because like, even if they was to get a remedy over there, it would not matter to me. I would not be mad. I wouldn't feel no type of way because I'm getting mine. I'm going to continue to get mine. And
right.
here's the thing that you need to understand. You gotta understand securities, securitization, and derivatives. That's how the banks work. They issue an instrument that represents their underlying right to payment, meaning when they sell your mortgage to a real estate mortgage investment conduit, Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, all the other private ones that they got, they issue certificates and tranches to the investors. But the certificates is backed by the mortgage. And this is why what I'm about to say is going to be important. And this is why you will understand why I'm able to recruit credits and get checks back from mortgages that people have paid, foreclosed, or still paying default, don't matter from the IRS. Let me explain it. When a mortgage, when a bank, when you apply for a mortgage, they're gonna run your credit. If they say, all right, we'll approve you for 500,000. They are going to go and take that credit profile to the underwriter. The underwriter is going to approve it and start issuing, getting the your package together to sell it, the securities together. The real estate mortgage investment conduit is an affiliate or subsidiary of that bank. That remit is what they're called, is going to purchase your loan prior to your closing. This is why you have 90 days when you get a pre-approval letter to find a house, because they've already secured the funding for your loan. The remit purchase it. Your mortgage contract has been constructed in conjunction with the master pooling and service agreement. That's what governs your mortgage. All the titles, all the rights, and everything has been transferred to the remit, the trustee, and it's called a loan purchase agreement. And if you understand the loan purchase agreement, it states the remit or whatever the name of the trust will purchase the mortgage prior to closing. That's how you have your funding for your loan at closing. They get you to sign a promissory note. Okay. What's in that loan file is the credit application, the promissory note, which has been endorsed, paid to the order of such and such securitization trust without recourse. They endorse the back of it. That is the original note, because it has to be in original form. They won't take a copy. That original note has now been transferred to the trustee of the remit, and they have a collateral agent and all that, and then they got a secretary that holds the original files. A lot of people be asking the banks for a copy of the original file, but the only copy the bank has is the additional mortgage that they copied in the MERS system. That's not going to have the endorsement on the back of it. So when he go to court, want to foreclose, they're going to bring up a derivative note. It's an additional note. It's not the original one. They created a brand new security.
Wow.
The
Dropping them.
yeah,
You dropping them. You
yeah.
dropping them,
That's
people.
that's
You dropping them.
yeah.
And that remix is that REMIC. So
Yes,
exactly
real
talking about.
estate.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Real estate mortgage investment conduit. Now,
Yes.
here's the thing. In order for the entity to qualify as a remit, all residual and regular interest in the mortgage has to be relinquished by the so-called lender. So how can the bank come back and try to foreclose when they don't even have a interest in the mortgage anymore? Because if they did, then the remit will be a disqualified organization claiming an interest. The bank will be a disqualified organization claiming an interest in your mortgage. This is under 26 USC 860, A through D, A through G. Okay? Now, Now, the disqualified organization is 26 USC 860E subsection 5. Okay. So, how can a bank still come at the full mortgage? Because the master pooling and service agreement allows them, and you will read, we grant the servicer. That's the originator of your loan. They call it the servicer. They're going to say, we grant the servicer interest and titles in the mortgage only for the purpose of defending an action in foreclosure. Only when it's time to defend it, they're going to grant them, so they show up having an interest, but it's not them that has the interest. It's the investors who purchase the securities that's backed by your mortgage who has an interest. And all it is accounting. They purchase the accounts receivable, the
Yep.
cash flow, the stream. That's what they're selling.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
So when they have
Exactly.
that, it tells you black and white in the master pooling service agreement. that they're going to purchase the mortgage. The reason that, and me knowing this, when I sat down with them, well, no, not sat down. You get what I'm saying. When I sent them the stuff off,
Mm-hmm.
I informed them that this instrument was going to substitute the collateral of the mortgage that I would have to get, because I recognize that once payment has been made on this instrument, the mortgage is over with. The mortgage is over with. Once that remake pays the bank for it, they have received payment on it. No. But the problem is they did not transfer your proceeds to you. Want to know why they never transferred the proceeds to you? Because you never express you have equitable title to the security, mortgage security instrument. Want to know
Exactly.
why you didn't express it? Because your mindset is not that of a beneficiary. Your mindset is of a debtor. And I don't care how you word your instruments. I don't care if you put beneficiary. I don't care about the thumb. I don't care about how you call yourself. Your actions is going to tell who you are. And there's a lot of people out here that's calling themselves the beneficiary, the trust, but it hasn't even gone, but let the mortgage get away from them. And they just relinquish their beneficiary status of holding equitable title to the mortgaged property, because under the Uniform Trust Code, anytime someone grants legal title by operation of law, equitable title is granted back. Your
Mm.
equitable title has your right to enjoy the proceeds and the profits that's made off your property. So now,
Yes.
but everybody's a beneficiary though.
Mm.
Everybody's a beneficiary. I'm a beneficiary. I'm a beneficiary. I'm a beneficiary. You're not a beneficiary.
Mm.
Now tell KV KV over there was the brand new guru over there. Tell him to bring that up. Now, when I alerted them to this, I actually called. I called 2 weeks afterward. So Navy Federal tells me on the phone, I didn't even send the application in. They said, yeah, we received your documents and it's been determined that we can approve you for 750,000, but we can't approve you for the 1.3 million because it's going to be too much risk for us. How can you already approve me for 750,000, but I never even sent the application in?
Mm. Mm.
So I'm actually about to go to the branch next week to actually fill out the application. And this is from the corporate office. The vice president wrote me back. I know a lot of people think go to the CFO. CFO. The
Oh, here we
CFO is
go.
not the
Pay
person you
attention,
need to
guys.
go.
I knew he
Everybody
couldn't hold
see.
it. Here he go. Oh, here we go. I knew he couldn't. Hurry. Pay attention.
Hey, you caught it too. Oh, he said, oh, here you
Hey, man,
go.
you know what? Come on, bro. Hey, that's why I always saying nothing. Hey, listen, I don't say nothing. I'll let you do the talking. But I knew, hey, listen, I knew it was coming.
Hey, because
I knew, hey, listen, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say a word. Hey, you do you. You do
Otis, if you
you.
want me to, Otis, I
Man,
will,
listen,
but
don't
I
put that on
won't.
me. Do you, bro. Do you.
Ah.
Listen, do you. It's only 13 people watching anyway. And then,
Man,
man, do you. We
this the
good.
best thing. This the best thing they watch all month so far. Oh, this the best
Hey,
thing
do
they watch
you.
all year. Listen,
Do you.
there's like 7 different functions of a bank. Because man, I spent 5 years studying banks. That was part of my repertoire. 5 years studying banks. So I know the inner workings of a bank. That's why I'm able to get a lot of things accomplished where I want, and credit score don't even matter. Even though my credit score is through the roof, but it still don't matter. You don't need to see the CFO. The CFO is not the person you need to see. It's either the vice president, or the cashier, or the treasurer. And want to know how? I got a letter back from the vice president. of NF. You know, I discharged a mortgage already. Look on my page. I satisfied a mortgage already. So I'm talking about what I've already done. I'm not talking in theory like some people. Everything I talk is, I can prove it. That's who you need to contact. But remember, I didn't even put an application in. They already said we can approve you for 750,000, not the 1.3. It's too much risk. Now, if I would have said this would be an investment property, I was going to produce income off it, then I think they probably would have went for it. But you got to remember, you have to express the trust at the time of the origination of the loan. You have to express. You have to write in your amendments. I pulled up the mortgage application for NF. I pulled it up. I know what it for Freddie Mac and I know I didn't. And guess what I did? Because they NF sells their mortgages to Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae. So I pulled up Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae's 1003 form. I think it's Fannie Mae's mortgage form. So I added my amendments to that. And I told her if I was to get a mortgage, because I'm already qualified with my credit score, this is what I want in amendments. And if you don't do it every month, I'm going to be making this claim. If you make me go to the traditional way to get a mortgage, every month I'm going to be making this claim.
Man, look at here. I hope you guys writing this shit down. I hope
And
you.
this is a
Man,
mortgage.
I know you ain't. I know you ain't. Go ahead.
This is just a mortgage. This is just a mortgage. We ain't talking about a skyscraper. We ain't talking about 100 acres of land financing. This is just a simple residential mortgage.
Listen, you guys, he's
And
breaking it down. No
yeah.
templates, but you have to know what you know. You have to know how to eloquently express it. He's breaking it down to you. He really is. He's breaking it down. No templates. You have to know this stuff. You have to study. You have to get your vocabulary together. You have to get your vernacular together. But it's not hard. He told you exactly the steps, the thesis, the outline,
I told him what 98% of people that knew this would have never said.
Or they would have charged for it.
Oh, this is definitely 10, 15 grand a clip.
They would have charged for it. But it's like this though. A lot of information, like, I'm not even trying to be funny. And again, don't get offended, people, because it's the truth. You shouldn't get offended with the truth. Even though he stated what he stated, and I'm not trying to be funny, I understood, and let me put a real number on it. I'm not gonna say
shit been out there. This shit been out there, bro.
I'm gonna say I understood about 89.5% of what this man said. And I'm being honest. I didn't say 100%. I didn't say 95.5. I said 89.5. And that's my truth. The question is, how many of you out there who's watching this right now can honestly say you are comprehending and you are getting it between the ears, you're overstanding without even a template being needed, but you hear what is being said, you could visualize it. You could visualize it. And you could put that together and go out and implement it tomorrow or 2 weeks from now. You're not going to get your answer 2 weeks from now. I'm not saying that, but you can actually implement it. Because with this is what people need to know. And this is where a lot of people have their downfall. Your remedy comes from, and comes through you following the process. And a lot of that process is you just waiting and you doing the right thing. But the key word is you're waiting, because it's a waiting game. You send it off one document. Now the test is, when did you send that document off? How long time has allotted that went by? And what's your next step after that time has allotted to go by? What's your next step? Then once you do that next step and then more time go by, What's your next step? How are you standing on that square? How are you answering the correspondence that's being sent to you or not sent to you? How are you responding? How are you initiating the next contact? That's the stuff that the blueprint and my phone and the templates don't tell you.
No.
They don't tell you to write down the date on your calendar that you have to keep in your own phone or whatever setup you got and know the last time you sent this particular entity some correspondence and what you sent so you know how to respond to them. The template doesn't tell you that.
But here's the
You
thing,
got to
though.
know all that stuff. You got to handle all your affairs. Go ahead, sir. Talk to
But
me.
hold on, no. But here's the thing, though. Remember, it was 2 weeks. They wasn't going to respond back in the letter. I called and spoke the language with them, spoke on their terms, securitization, monetization. And you got to understand it's simple. Otis, I'm gonna give everybody a freebie. And you're gonna hear it on other platforms after this, because that's all they do is steal and bite. Give everybody a freebie. If you understand that everything is an implied trust, you will understand the government. You will understand the banking system. You will understand your rights. You will understand your equitable title. You will understand your credits. You will understand your recoupments. And you will understand that if they so happen to deny you your credit and you file that 1099 evidence, that you don't even need a 1040 to file.
Now listen, you just said something powerful. I was over here shaking in my boots. He just said something powerful, you guys. He just said something powerful. I hope you guys didn't miss it. He just said it right there. Wow. He just said it.
Because I come in truth. Man, some people don't like my tone, don't like my attitude, don't like my rant. Some people say I'm arrogant. Some people saying this. But one thing I'm never going to do, I'm never going to sit on here and waste all of y'all times by sitting here lying to you, telling you a bunch of shit that I think you want to hear or make myself sound like I'm smarter than the next person. Because one thing I'm always going to do, I'm going to come with truth and facts. And what people need to understand, I'm not cut from the same cloth that you think I'm cut for on this YouTube stuff. I studied from dudes for years that's been getting remedies while I was still in my motherfucking snotty nose running around playing as a child. I've been dealing with dudes that been getting no less than 250K checks back from the government from prison since 97, and I've seen them. His mom, his family, his daughters. I studied from dudes that if you was in their class, you better take this shit serious, because some of y'all look at this as a process. For me, it's a way of life. It ain't a process. I don't even like the term using a process. It's a way of life.
Yes. I just told my daughter that today. That part. I promise I did. 28 years old. That part.
Exactly. And the fact that my 23 returns in, he said, yeah, your 23 return looks good. And we talking 7 M's. So I'm trying to tell y'all what I use to get it. A lot of stuff that you're going to hear, I'm telling you, yeah, I've been around dudes that been there, done that. I know what haven't worked since 96. You still got people out here still trying it. I've been around. We do this shit. Me and Otis, we do this shit for real. What he did in the courts with this mortgage and all that, y'all need to be picking his brain or doing something, because y'all don't understand how powerful that is. What he did allows you to go scoop up 20 properties.
Yeah.
I
don't know nothing.
I don't care about what you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, who you think you are. Your results, your actions, every day that you wake up is going to show.
Most definitely.
And I'm telling you,
yes,
the banks are not going to honor any of that private side. I'm this, I'm that. But one thing that they have to honor, and they will always honor, is our equitable rights.
That part.
Oh my gosh.
You don't understand. I want to go on the tangent right now, but I'm not.
Please do.
Just that two words, equitable. No, I'm not, because I'm not even going through all that. But them terms, equitable rights, and everyone that's listening to me right now, you heard that term before. Equitable rights. You heard that term before, and it's powerful.
It's
It is
powerful.
powerful. Now, he just explained it to you. We are, when I tell you it, that's why I
That's the
feel
only.
real good. But
That's
we
the
feel
only
good.
side they can honor. That's the only side they can honor.
That's the only side they can honor. And
That's the only
again,
side.
we getting remedy, and it's two different lifestyles. Like he said, I don't like to use the word processes. Two
Right.
different lifestyles. He's doing it the credit worthiness way, which is beautiful. I'm acquiring and I'm learning it. I'm doing it the way I know how to do it, more than one way.
But you're getting
Same end
you're
result.
but you gotta understand your value is actually more.
Yes, yes.
Because you're getting
That's
actual
why I give you saying that.
property. You got equity
Yes.
in property, an asset, a bargaining chip in the world.
Right.
I got enough credits to go purchase a house cash. See
Mhm.
what I got to do though? I got to go spend it on the property.
I got
You're
you.
doing your way of life to already acquire and keep it. So
Right.
you actually got a bargaining chip with the world.
Mm-hmm. That part. But it's
That's
great to
more
know-
important than what I'm doing. It's good to know the credits, but what you're doing is way more substantial because if you could do it with a house, you could do it with a skyscraper, you could do it with this land, you can
all that.
acquire
Yes.
actual precious
Yes.
land and property.
And that's
You
why
gotta give yourself more credit. You gotta give
Yeah.
yourself more credit, Otis.
See, but
You gotta
listen
give
though.
yourself more credit.
Yes, I know. But everything you're saying is so accurate. That's why I'm at peace with myself, because I know what the potential could honestly be and what it will be. That's why when my daughter was over here, I just looked at her and I'm like, wow, because what I've already accomplished and I'm just living in it. I'm not really tripping off of it, but it really is a big thing based on what you just said.
Yeah,
And it's
hell
really
yeah.
a big thing based on what you know and what we can do together.
Fuck yeah.
And that's the object right there, without me even thinking hard about it, without even me over compensating or nothing. That's why I'm not really worried about anything. Once I saw
Otis,
this
you
red-
cold with them trusts, bro. You cold with those trusts, bro. I know a lot of people that been trying to know. You one of the few that you do trust on the level from the dudes I know in prison. That's how I know you cold with the trust, because I'm be honest with you. You got your remedies straight from equity out of the uniform trust code. That's the downright private, straight my rights, and it was recognized and they enforced it for you.
Right. And you just said something. You just said something, and it took me a while to acknowledge and recognize that. I'm glad you
Fuck
said
those
it.
credits. Fuck the
Yeah.
credits, bro. Fuck
Yeah.
the cash money. Fuck
No,
the credits.
I'm
What
not
you
gonna
have
say
is
that.
more valuable.
I'm not going to say that because I agree. I'm not going to say that, but it all ties into it, and this is what I'm about to say, because equitable rights is the key into all this. Equitable rights. Now watch how I tie it all in. I promise, because it is so true. 'Cause what you said was so powerful.
Hold on, you got my charge. I think my phone about to die. I do not want to miss this.
Okay.
Give me
Okay.
in the mix. Give me a little quick
Okay,
intermission.
go ahead. You good. You good. Because I sure want everybody to know this. What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
You good?
Oh, coming right here with it.
No,
Yeah.
you good. How is everybody doing? Let me check the comments in the chat. Everybody okay? I'm glad
Check
you
the
tuned in.
comments.
I appreciate you. We've been on here for what? An hour and a half. We're not going to be here much longer.
Yeah, them got me a little drinky drink. Decided to
Yeah,
come
you
back, got me a
good.
little
We're not going to be
drinky
on here
drink.
much
Nah, not too much longer.
longer. We're not. But I do want you guys to know something and
Yep.
recognize something, because this is so real and it's so true. Because he just said something.
Yes, sir.
Now, it might not work this way as often with the IRS, but with everything else, I promise you, this is how this works, because it boils down to, like he said, equitable rights.
Yes.
If you are claiming your equitable rights and you are, like you said, expressing that implied trust, wow.
God Almighty.
Those
God
two things
Almighty.
Right there.
God
Those two
Almighty.
things right there.
God Almighty.
Expressing that implied trust and knowing your equitable rights. Without those two things, you have nothing. A lot of people are getting remedy and don't realize that you're getting your remedy because you just closed in and honed in on your equitable rights and you don't even
Right.
know it.
Right.
You put them in a corner and they had no choice but to do what they had to do because of the equitable rights that you claimed. But you
And they
don't
over
know
there,
you did it.
they over there,
You
they over
don't know
there
you
trying to
did it.
teach. Man, they don't
You
even
don't.
know.
And I'm living proof of it based on what he just said. Now let me
Facts.
explain.
I knew what
Let
he
me
did when
explain
you
to you
did
what
it.
I'm talking
I knew
about.
what you did. I knew what you did. I said, oh yeah, he went on the private equitable side. I said,
Yeah.
yeah, he's smart.
And
He's
and I
smart.
know exactly what I did too, but it took me a while to get there because everything I was sending in prior to that, and I know exactly what I sent in, but everything that I was sending in prior to that, I was just scratching the surface. I scared them a little bit, or I made them aware that I know something, but I let them know. I let them aware that I knew something enough to put them on alert to let them know that, okay, he knows something, but let's push back. Let's see how much he really know. And for 2 years, no exaggeration, for 2 years, they were pushing back because I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
have the equitable rights all the way down. I thought I did, but I didn't have it all the way down. But once for real, and I'm not giving you no lip service because I understand it. I know exactly what happened, when it happened. I know what the equitable rights look like. I know it, and it looks different. It could look like a myriad of things. But when I did it, I promise you, they had no choice but to honor it. And this is how they did it. They did it in a sneaky way. They did it without you knowing that they were really giving you your remedy. And it took them between 3 to 6 months. You won't even know it. You have to know what to look for. You won't even know it. They was waiting on me to abandon this property I'm in right now. They were hoping me and my wife would sell the home and all that. They was hoping I did that. Me giving up my equitable rights.
Because
They
that would
were
have put them as
hoping I
equitable
did
rights. And if you would have did that, that would have put you in the trustee, and they would have
that.
claimed
Exactly. And
beneficiary
not
to
the
the
beneficiary.
proceeds. To the
Exactly.
proceeds. Yep.
That part. I promise you, I understood that.
Yep. Yep.
I understood when I was trying to sell the home just to prove a point, and I knew I couldn't based on what I did with the land trust. 3 title companies came back to me and they all told me something different and all was all lies that they couldn't sell the home. I already knew they couldn't based on me having equitable rights in the property, in the land. Not the property, but the land. The land I had equitable rights in. The
Oh
hell
my
with the
gosh.
property, the
Oh, you
land
spanked them.
had equitable rights.
You spanked them with the land.
Exactly. So I knew what I
Man,
was doing, but they wanted me to relinquish. They
no,
wanted
stop,
me to
stop,
relinquish
stop,
all that.
stop. Stop. That went over their heads. They don't even understand. Only 0.001% of the people in the world understand that.
I know,
You
and
got to
that's why I'm
stop and
saying
say
it.
that.
I
No,
know.
no, that is over everybody's head right now.
I don't
No
think it's over.
disrespect to
Hopefully not
everybody.
anybody.
Listen.
It didn't go over your head.
No.
It
No.
didn't go over your.
Well,
And I don't think it went over all of them head. It
I'm
went
not.
over the majority of
I don't
them.
mean. I don't mean everybody in the group. I'm talking about like. I'm speaking like in the masses,
Oh, I
general of the
got you. Yes,
world.
yes, yes. In the
Yeah,
mass.
I ain't
Yes,
speaking.
yes, yes, yes. In
Yeah,
the
I ain't
mass.
speaking
Yes,
everybody just in the
yes,
group.
yes. In
In
the
the
mass.
masses of the
Yes,
world,
yes,
yes, you claimed your equitable rights to the land
yes.
because you got. It's going back to the actual way back in this way back of our equitable rights to the land. So
And they
anything
can't
that's
describe.
built upon the land, we have equitable rights to. It's called our unalienable rights. So when you claim equitable title to the land, anything that's sold from that land, you have an equitable rights to. So if people would just only use that, go back
Mm,
to the people that created from the beginning. I want my bills paid. They go.
mm,
That how your bills paid
mm.
right there.
You see, and that's what. See, listen. Listen, and I did it twice.
Yeah.
2 different homes. The one I'm in now, and the one that they quote unquote again. Me not knowing better, I knew better. I'm not making no excuse, but again, not no making. I didn't want to keep my wife in that situation. But when they evicted John and Jane Doe, I already knew what was going on. I could pull the paperwork up for you right now. They evicted John and Jane Doe. They didn't evict the trust, but they went along with that game because at that time I didn't know better. But what I
But
did, because I'm finna say something. I'm finna say something.
yeah, go ahead.
In equity, I'm rocking. I'm rocking. In equity, and I don't know the exact maxim, but it's there. The ones that know the maxims, like the Bible scriptures, please put it in the damn chat. But I know it.
You
In
can correct your
equity,
faults of
you
equity
can always go back and
and
correct
correct
what
your
was
faults.
wrong. In equity.
So imagine if you got an equity to all the funds that you pay into Social Security and all the funds you paid to the trust since you turned 18. Look at your equitable title. Look at the accrued
Oh,
interest. Stop.
you see, you going too deep with it. I'm just gonna stay on the surface. So if you can go back and correct what's wrong in equity, so let me pull up it again. That's why on my show. Let's see. Okay, I like this. Let's do it. Let's do share. Let's do share screen because I want people to understand what equitable rights mean. Let me put this up real quick. We good. We good. I like doing this live shit. I
I
like it
love it.
doing live because I don't mind sharing and I don't mind showing. And it's
You
not
the
my
only
first
show
time.
out. You the only show out. Come on. I had advice to go on other shows, but I don't be
You
showing
know,
out.
I get in my bag every now and again. Every now
Get
and
in
again.
your
Yeah,
bag.
you
Get
know,
in
this is
that
boom, this is
bag.
boom. Let me go here. What's wrong? Let me go here. Let me go here. Boom. Come on. Stop. Case
But
number.
bef- but why you doing that? Why you doing
Yeah.
that?
Go
Let me
ahead.
tell you this. Why you
Hmm.
doing that? In the
Yeah.
future reference, Otis, your process will be sped up if you transfer all your equitable rights into your proxy and come in as an official proxy on your behalf instead of coming
Stop
in
it,
your
bruh.
own right,
Stop
your
it.
own name.
Already
If you
done.
come,
Already
okay,
done.
all right, all right,
Stop
all
it.
right. There you
I
go.
just want to let you
Next
know.
time, yep,
Already done.
yep.
Yeah.
All right.
But I ain't mean to cut you off so they can know. But yeah, they all if they've been following me, they know I go through. I when you talking to me right now, you're not talking to me. You talking to Otis Who. Otis Who is a
Otis.
proxy. Otis
There
Who
you
is a
go.
whole nother entity. Don't get me started. Stop it.
There
So
you
you talking
go.
to the right one.
Yeah,
But I want
yeah,
them to know what's going on.
yeah,
Yes, that
yeah.
proxy, that P
That
word.
proxy,
Okay.
yes.
Now, letting you guys know this is what I mean. This is not your first time seeing this, but we're putting terms to this. This is what we mean when we say equitable rights. This is what we mean when you let them know and you prove who you are. Again, show me anything remotely close to this. That's why I be damned if I'm going to ever live and publicly show people how to do this. Never. Don't even call and ask me because it's not going to happen. You're not going to catch me hanging from a tree in my own backyard saying I committed suicide, but it's a damn Navy knot. How the hell that happened? And that happened for real here in St. Louis, Missouri. True story. Allegedly. I don't want to get caught hanging in a tree in the back. But my point is this. Show me anywhere else where Jane and John Doe were evicted on 7/14. 7/14, Jane and John Doe was evicted by the court. The sheriff came and did it on 7/13. But 6 months later, 6 months later, now you tell me what this means right here. This phrase per administrative order. If you know what an administrative process is, if you know what the notarial don't get me started. I'm in my bag now. Hey, listen here. Listen here. If you understand your equitable rights, you could always go back in the past and clean it up and get what's rightfully yours because it's equity. It's your right. Your God-given right per the trust. Don't get me started. What trust am I talking about? I ain't talking about that little. I'm talking. Don't play with me. What proxy? The proxy. You got to come through the proxy. You got to come through the proxy, claiming your equitable rights. Who else can show you with no shame of being evicted from a home, but going back with the equitable rights, with that true claim on the land, not the home, but the land. The land. They don't want to mess with me. The state doesn't want to mess with me. And I'll be damned if I'm going to jeopardize that with simpleton think minding. No. The land. That's that. Right there. That's one. Let's go to number two. Oh, I don't mind. Let's go to number two. Let's go to number two. Boom. Hold on. Let's go to number two. Let's go to number two. Boom. Let's go. Hold on. Let me get off that real quick. Let's go. Hold on. Let's do this. Where you at? Because I don't mind. Because I want people to understand that this is what happens when you understand equitable rights, knowing how to claim them and knowing how to stand in your square. Would it take overnight? No. It's going to be months. And you got to recognize it when you see it. I promise you got to recognize it when you see it. But it's coming because when you're coming through your equitable rights, they have no choice but to honor it. They will work for you. The court system and the IRS. When they say the IRS is your friend, they are. When you come in with them equitable rights, that's all entities. And that's for real. Let me show you another one. You got to come with that. That's the key. Equitable. That's the key. And it's more than one way to do it. Don't never let nobody tell you it's only this way. No, it's more than one way. You just got to know which way to do it and stand on it. Come on now. It's a million and one ways. A million and one ways. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Where we at? You already seen it before, but I just want you to know that, listen, I'm starting off 2024 in a beautiful, beautiful light. People don't understand. I'm good. I'm good. I don't listen. Now, as you can see, the house, well, let's go back to the title. It is what it is. It's in foreclosure. There is that. There it go right there. Case type. Foreclosure. Okay. It was tried. It was tried on 1/26/2023, over a year ago. Foreclosure. Yes, everybody know the secret to hold off for foreclosure. One of the ways is to go through bankruptcy. I filed bankruptcy on purpose, knowing that I was not going to be able to sell it, but they didn't know that. I wanted to prove something to myself and my wife, and also too, we were going to sell it if they did come up with the loophole and illegal loophole like companies do. It was going to benefit us at the time. It was. You got to understand what's going on. But I knew it wasn't going to go through. But I kept that to myself based on what the paperwork already filed for the land patent and all that. So with that being said, when 3 title companies went through, or mortgage or real estate agent, and a real estate agent came back to us upset every time, not understanding why the title was not clear. I understood why, because of that powerful land patent. I understand what I did, claiming my rights on the land. I knew it. They couldn't sell it. The wife was distraught, but I wasn't, because I knew what was up. So we canceled the bankruptcy. We had to. The bankruptcy attorney had to inform the courts. That's what this is right here. Now let's go here. The bankruptcy had to, the lawyer had to inform the courts that we canceled our bankruptcy, so therefore we got it dismissed. So this is the memorandum that is filed from the Penny Mac lawyer saying, hey, let's continue with this foreclosure. I'll show it to you. Here we go. Let's continue with this foreclosure on this property. Share screen. I want you to see it. Here we go. Let's continue with the foreclosure on this property. Come on. Come on, don't do me like that. Free. Come on. Here we go. Come on up. Let me show the people. Even though I showed it in the last videos, I want these people. I want people to see this. Come on now. Oh, come on. You coming? Open it 100%. I want the people to see this. Share. There we go. Come on up. There we go. Here we go. Move this out the way. This is the memorandum. Let me make it bigger. That basically states that the bankruptcy was dismissed and to proceed with the foreclosure. So ordered. So that space is there for the judge to sign on it. Again, this is the memorandum to the court. Comes now, plaintiff by and through counsel, and the state that the case number such and such, that a copy of the bankruptcy notice of dismissal is attached. Please place this cause on the active docket. Okay? Letting the courts know that this house. Now, here we go. Here we go. So y'all know I'm not blowing smoke up nobody's ass. Remember that proxy he asked me about? Here's the proxy right here. Cabas Infinity Trust. Ain't no shame in my game. That's the proxy right there. That's the 508c1a with the classification of a 501c3 that has the donation that has the denote classification of a 508c1a, which is tax. I ain't finna go there. Do your research. But there it is right there in black and white. There you go right there. Cabas Infinity Trust and also Persimmons Being Trust. Let me give you a hint. You got to know how to do the game. You got to know how to play the missing game. You put one in the one trust, but the trust is owned by a whole nother trust. Don't play with me. You can see it right there. I'm not finna go there, but that's common basic running of a trust, running of a business. Sorry to tell you, mighty glad to let you know. Now, so this is a memorandum letting the courts know that the case, my fault, the bankruptcy has been dismissed so we can continue with the foreclosure. So that's what this is. So now let's get off this. Stop sharing. Let's go back to the court case. Because again, I want to put all this into perspective. I want you guys to see this. Boom. Let's go back. Now, the house was in foreclosure. We were waiting for the judge to sign since December 19th of 2023. We've been waiting on the judge. Well, I'm not trying to be funny, not blowing my own horn. I knew he couldn't sign it, but I was going to see what loophole they was going to come up with because they can always do some crooked, shady shit. We already know how I go. Unless they can't move with the coming with the claiming your rights by you coming with that equitable rights. They have no choice. They got to honor it. So with that being said, they had the levy on the property since the foreclosure was going through. Since they couldn't do the foreclosure, they couldn't sell it, and my paperwork was so powerful with my true claim over my life and my estate coming in as the true human being that I'm alive, not dead, and that's all I'm gonna say. You got to prove you're not alive, you're not dead. Right now, they're looking at you like you're dead. Certain documents, certain source documents, certain documents that will prove and certain claims will prove that you are not dead. And you send it to the right entity, they know you're not dead. And that right entity will do all the work for you. Per your instructions. Per your entitlement order. Per your source document. No templates. I took the information that I learned and I heard with overstanding, put it together, and the end result was months later, and let's read together. Sale canceled per attorney, no further action taken. The excuse they gave is weak, but we'll go with it. Time expired. I wonder what that was. But the main one, levy released. What levy released are you talking about? Well, we're talking about this levy release right here. We're talking about this garnishment that if you click on it, it's here. It tells you. There it is right there. $128,195.26. Mm-hmm. Talk to me. Mm. Listen, and listen. Yeah, listen. Listen. I want to show you something. Listen. Okay. Yeah, you got facts. Well, let me tell you something. Now, when I show you this, you're going to be a little proud of me. Now, it's funny you said what you just said. It's funny you said what you just said. We having a conversation right now, and people just happen to be listening. That's it. But I'm not even tripping off nobody listening. Just me and you talking on the phone. It's funny you say that. Now let's do this. Hold on. Let's do this. Where is it? Is this it? Let me think. Let me think. Is this it? Which one is this? Hold on. Let me think. Is this it? Whoa, whoa. Let me see. Is this it? Because I don't mind. Whoa, whoa. I don't mind. Hold on. I don't mind. Hold on. Is this it? Hold on. I want you to see something because you said something. You said something, and I'm not gonna show the whole thing, but I just want to see. I just want you. Yeah, hold on. Here we go. Oh, is this it? Okay. Here we go. I'm not okay. Okay. I just want to show you something. Here we go. Share screen. Hold on. Okay. Stop. Okay. Share. Boom. Is that it? No. Boom. Right here. Okay. All right. Share screen now. I'm not gonna show the whole thing on purpose, but you see part of it, right? Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I just need to finish it up. That's all I'm gonna say. And you see when I filed it, right? Back in November 26, 2023. Yeah. Now I'm not gonna show you no dollar amount, yada yada, what you will. Yeah, all right. Yeah, right, for sure, for sure. I might need to go back and do something. Yeah, but you get my point. The point is, I'm on the right track. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to just to let you know. Yeah, yeah. So I'm not gonna go no further. I'm not gonna go no further. I'm just stopping right there. Just to let you know. But listen, and listen, and and we ain't even talked about this. This is your first time bringing it up. That just goes to show you where my thought process is and what's. Yeah, okay. That's all. But again, yeah, yeah, yeah. Listen, man. Hey, listen,
Prepare. This shit get crazy.
listen. Hey, well, listen. Okay, listen. I think this was a great get together, a great
Very,
conversation. We had another great
very,
conversation with Thomas
very.
Legacy. The time, listen, listen. Hold on, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Hold on, I enjoyed it. I'm sorry. I enjoy
Love
every
it.
time. We've been here for 2 hours now.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know there were some jewels dropped as usual. Please, people, listen. If I were you, this goes without saying, I know you're gonna have to go back and rewind this and pick up these jewels and gems. It's not long. It's less than 2 hours. The first 10 minutes, the music was just playing 'cause I was getting everything set up. But it's only like an hour and 50 minutes. Not enough. It's not too long for you to sit here and listen through the gems. Please go back and listen to it, comprehend it, take great notes, apply it to your life where you deem necessary. Hey Thomas, what do you have for the people? Do you have anything? You have any parting words that you would like to let the people know?
Uh,
Again, it's not going to be your last time here. You're going to come at least
yeah,
once a week. But for
yeah.
this week, so they can go off with a bang with this weekend. Do you have anything for them, man? That's lead something for them, man.
All right, all right. I'm gonna leave something for y'all, man. I want to thank y'all for uh, allowing me to come, share the stage with you. But in moving forward, because I don't really like to talk about going back, and you always could correct your past mistakes, but keep your eyes focused on the horizon, what you got in the future coming. Put all the bad results to the side, because you're going to take L's before you get dubs in this. You already know that's going to happen. This is not going to be something, everything just a win, 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 win when you want. And even if you enforce your equitable rights, you still gonna have to do a little battle, but that's okay. This is why the study and preparations for to get you ready for the resistance. You got to train for the resistance, okay?
That part.
But always keep in mind when you're in the beginning, cell phone, credit card, uh, automobile, mortgage, it don't matter what it is. Always remember if they are expressing the trust and they are expressing their acceptance of your legal title, and are expressing they have a security interest in your legal title to your property, you need to be expressing right behind them your equitable title to the same property, which means if it's sold, proceeds generated, profits made off it, you share in the proceeds. Always got to express that. And then everything's gonna be cool. It's gonna fall in line in favor with you. Might not be that day, might not be 2 weeks, maybe a couple months down the line, don't matter. But when you come to the beginning, it shortens that time than trying to go back. So if you go to sit down mortgage now, car now, always remember that. When they transfer legal title, always remember, always remember, always remember, you always retain equitable title, and if it's a dime made off your property, you need to be at them like this. If you owe me, know me. That's all I gotta say.
Listen, man, great, great parting words. Great parting words. You said a mouthful as usual. As usual. Listen, no lip service, no blowing smoke up, no ass, no nothing. Great information, bro. I'm being honest. I appreciate you. You always have my mind thinking. Hopefully, I do the same thing for others that's listening to me. Hopefully, I'm able to drop some jewels and some gems. We're always trying to be forthright, letting people know this is not an overnight process, but it's a process nonetheless that is very obtainable. It's a lifestyle, not a process. It's a lifestyle. And with these jewels and gems that Lamont has dropped, Mr. Thomas Legacy himself, along with some jewels and gems that I have dropped by merely sharing my story, hopefully you're able to take parts of that situation, of both separate conversations, but the same common denominator, and apply it to your life and get the remedy that you deserve and you desire. His information is at the bottom. I don't know when this next class is going to be. You could contact him. He will let you know, or if you would like a consultation or whatever the situation may be, his information is there. His Gmail is there. His YouTube channel is there. I think he's giving away something once he reaches his 500.
Yeah, 500. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's real close. I think he's real close. So go ahead and support him, help him out.
Yeah.
If he's not here, he's always dropping something on his YouTube. He has a lot of fun. He gives here, but on his YouTube, listen, he don't mind me saying it. I rocked with him. He trolls individuals that needs to be trolled with that great information, and he on their helmets. I enjoy it, but at the same time, he gives out great information. You got to have fun with it. As long as he's giving out great information, that's all that matters, for real. But listen, hey, I appreciate you, man. Hey, I thank you.
I appreciate it. And when I get to that 500, I want to see, can I go live with you? Could we do a joint? I want to do a joint live.
You bet.
All right. So all right. I'm gonna go live with you when we hit the 500. We're gonna have one big joint session. Everybody just have a good time, man. Give out free game.
You need to hurry up and done with your joints, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm not blowing smoke. You sent me one of your tracks already. I'm gonna play it with your permission on my show, so I can add it to my music repertoire. You need to hurry up and get your music together so you can go ahead and have a little release party or something, so we can have a combo.
I am. I'm getting situated. I'll be out fucking with Fat Joe in May. I'm about to get on a track. Me and him about to do a track together in May. I'm about to head out New York about end of April. And then when I come back, you know what I'm saying? I got to go do a little promotion and shit. But when I come back, y'all know we lit.
Listen, I'm not blowing smoke up his ass, y'all. The guy can really rap. He is a great entertainer. He can rap. This knowledge is one thing. His alter ego is something else. I like both of them. I ain't gonna lie. I love a good artist. I ain't gonna lie. It all falls within the artistic umbrella. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whenever I feel like it, because it's been a while, I'll come up with a track and I'll shoot it to you. You won't hurt my feelings. If you don't like it, don't lay nothing on it. But if you like it, put some down for your boy. We good?
Man, don't even, man, send it.
I need
I
to
got
put
two.
something together, man.
I got two studios. I got two studios at the crib. I got one in this one. I got one in the other one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
I can
Yeah,
record
you
whenever.
definitely gonna make me get something together. You straight up motivating me for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, but,
Yes,
but
sir.
until next time though, man, I got you, man. Hey, I'm gonna check you out, man. Thanks. I'm
All right,
gonna call you
y'all.
tomorrow for sure. I got
Hey, do that because I got to talk to you about something too. We got business
you.
to
Okay,
do.
got you.
Yep.
Appreciate you,
Yes,
man.
sir.
All
All
right,
right, brother.
all
Yes,
right.
sir.
That's Thomas Legacy, you guys. Thomas Legacy. All right, make sure you reach out to him. His information is there. I'm still going to keep it on the screen. He's there. His phone number, you can see it there and everything. Everything is there. Reach out to him. He's definitely a man that's definitely worthy of his hire. With that being said, this conversation, like I said, with Thomas Legacy and anything else that I deem that's necessary, that's important, that I don't want the quote unquote general public to have. Not that it's a secret, but you know, you get what I'm saying, because it's not a secret. I'm going to put this in the members only section. It's only $5.99 a month. Not expensive. If you're only on the page, just $5.99 a month for 1 month, and just to listen to what you need to listen to and cancel. Whatever the situation may be, that's fine. But I got it over there for a reason. If you really want to go over there, listen to it, take down the notes, get the edification that you need, and apply it to your life. I have other videos over there as well regarding the IRS, regarding the vouchers and things like that. I just feel that it's more safer, and I deemed it more necessary in that area because a lot of people within this lifestyle don't live this lifestyle. The people that I deal with on YouTube on a regular basis, they want to hear the gossip stories and things like that, which is fine. I have no problem with doing it. I find it entertaining. But this lifestyle situation, that's on the members only. So this conversation that we just had with Thomas Legacy, it's available now, honestly, open as you can hear, but within the next hour or two, it will be moved over to the members only. So you have another hour or so to go back and re-listen to it again before I do make it a members only. But before I go, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also scan the QVR code and donate to the show for the support to keep the show going. Please donate a cup of coffee to your man here. I have a coffee habit. Please support that. Help your boy out. The super chats. I didn't get to the super chats. If you would like to donate to the super chats, I will read your comment, whether it's good or bad. Just keep it clean. Whether it's negative or positive, I don't care. You have the right to speak your mind, but you got to pay for it. For real.
Got him.
There is no minimum, and use it to your advantage. If you have a business that you're trying to advertise, or you have a comment or a statement you want to get out, pay for it. I'll say it as long as it's clean and it's worthy. I got you. Also, too, my show is growing. I have sponsors reaching out to me now. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you have a business or a service that you would like to offer and advertise on the bottom banner at the bottom, please email me. My email is down there. Reach out to me. I need to approve the business. If I don't believe in a product or service, I'm sorry, I can't support it. I have to be that type of individuals. I have my morals. I have my beliefs. If I don't use the product, or if I can't recommend that product or service to my wife or a friend or family, I can't promote it. But if you would like to give it a shot, please send the information to me. The rates are very, very reasonable, almost free. We're going to build together. I'm willing to help those who are willing to help me out. Help me help you. Most definitely. Is there any questions or comment that anyone would like to say before we get up out of here? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. If you enjoyed this conversation, please leave a 1. Put a 1 in the chat for me if you enjoyed the conversation today with myself and Mr. Thomas Legacy. Put a 1 in the chat for me if you don't mind before we get up out of here. I appreciate you. He's going to be coming once a week. Definitely don't want you wear out his welcome, but if you feel the information is welcoming and necessary, please put a 1 in the chat, and I will definitely keep this going. I really would. And if I don't see a 1, I'm still going to keep it going. There you go. Thank you. I was getting nervous. Thank you, Tanya Reynolds. I know it's only 12 people watching. I'm hoping somebody had a free hand to put a 1 in the chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. As a matter of fact, Tanya Reynolds, put a 1 in the chat. My fault, put a 2 in the chat if you too, Madam G and Haitian, you too late. No, and Madam G, you had the nerve to put 3 ones in the doggone chat. You late. You late. And you called me last night when I was asleep, Madam G. Call me later on when I get off here. Call me about a half an hour after I get off of here. Call me. But you called me last night. My butt was in the bed, for real. Tanya Reynolds, I can't remember. Did you win a trust from me? I can't remember who won the trust the last time. Did you win the trust from me, Tanya? If you didn't win, put it like this, Tanya. If you need a trust, if you need a trust from me, Tanya, since you the first one to put in the 1, put a 2 in the chat, Tanya, if you need a trust from me, because I don't know if you won one or not. So you don't need a trust. So you good. Okay, I was going to give you a trust. Okay, I wish I had something else I could give. My merchandise, slow down. My merchandise has not arrived yet. As you can see, I sell. Okay, so 2, you do need 1. So you do want 1. Okay, I'm confusing myself. Put a yes or a no if you need a trust. I need a trust. I got you, Tanya. Say less. Email me your email address, OtisWho1@gmail.com. OtisWho1@gmail.com. Send me that and I will take care of that for you. Thank you so much. I'm trying my best to reward and help out my listeners, and you are a loyal listener. Trust me, you already know what the trust can do for you. No lip service, no nothing. I promise you. All I ask is that you keep this trust to yourself, please, and you utilize it. Make sure you copy that link into the search engine that has all the questions and answers and the testimonials and the instructions on how to use it. Please do that and use it for yourself. Please do, and live through it and stand on it and watch how your life is going to change. You have to do it though. So email me your address and I'm going to send that to you. I appreciate you. For real. What's going on, Madam G? I see you, Madam G. What's up? What's up, Haitian? Okay, what you said something else. What let me see. Haitian Unk be tripping. No, no, that's true, Madam G. But you already listen, you already know I got you, Madam G. Stop it. You already know I got you. So you stop it. I got you. You don't have to even worry about nothing. But with that being said, hey, you guys, I appreciate you. I thank you so much. I had a great conversation with you. I really did. What am I doing? What's that right there? Okay. I don't see any more comments or questions in the chat. Let me see here before I get about it. Okay, I got you. Okay, I got you. All right, you guys, again, that's it. I'm going to end it like this. Until next time, I love you.
OtisWho. Music.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.